It's one of those times in a case where you've been there from the very beginning. You take a step back, you leave all the gadgets behind, and you just sit and think about the victim and what you know from the beginning. And after all this time, whether it's years or just a few months, you gather your new knowledge and you add it together. And it can be a very uncomfortable place. Make you feel a certain kind of way, like, okay, there's something more to this, and I see something, but do I say something? The rule of thumb is see something, say something. But what if it's just you see the puzzle piece visually in your mind, but you don't have proof? You suspect it strongly. Do you share it? That's a question. The answer is, will it help find the victim? What if the victim has been manipulated into believing he doesn't want to be found? And how could that possibly work? In the Sebastian case, Sebastian Rogers, he was 16 years old just a little bit ago, but he went missing over 10 months ago, and he was only 15, a minor. He lived at home with his mother and his stepfather, and his real dad only lived in the next town over. They had a wonderful day. Everything went good that day, right? According to Mom, he did this, he did that, he had a glass of popcorn, blah, 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 blah. She goes to wake him up in the morning, and this child's not in his bed. But is that all there is to it? Because something led up to either he ran away, something led up to he was either abducted, something led up to foul play, if that's even suspected. There had to be a precursor. And we have to look at the past in order to understand the reasoning of the present, right? And then to look into the future of the events that came to pass would be the equation, the outcome. So if we take this and this, we add it together, we have this. So we have to do a little algebra. Some of you are like, I can't even add apples and apples. Don't worry. This is a mental math and understanding logic and common sense and what we've been told by the parents themselves. So tune out what you heard on social media, on Facebook. Tune out everything like that. Just focus with me on Sebastian Rogers. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. I'm Mama D. We're about to have a very, very complicated, very serious, and disturbing, uncomfortable conversation regarding the possibilities of what may have happened and why Sebastian would be purposely staying hidden himself by choice. Doesn't that sound strange? So you're going to have to go a little deep with me today. Now, in a little bit, when we're done here, if you're into pulling cards, which means tarot cards, I'm going to be doing my first ever reading on Ahab in the J. Slater case. It will be live. You will see the cards pulled. We will look at them together, if that's your thing, so stay tuned. Now, back to Sebastian Rogers. In the beginning of the case, the stepfather would jump on lives without even being invited. If there was an open place and it was a small channel, he would jump on, and often he would have disputes with people, and he even went on lives that were scheduled with the father, the real father of Sebastian, and things were coming out. They were unraveling. The stepdad would get, very passionate about his words and very defining. Like, he would say things like, "Are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth?" You know, very controlling, defined. And so there were those that decided to back the mother and they stand by her, and there's those that decide to back the father and they stand by him, and there's PIs on this side and there's PIs on that side, and in the middle, Sebastian's story has been absolutely clouded over and purposely, I believe, hidden. So we're going to back up. We're going to go before Sebastian went missing. And we're going to talk about things that have been said about that time. This is not easy for me to discuss. And it has to be said because it needs to be discussed. It's a possibility and it makes sense. So, we're going to start with the mother who was essayed by her own mother as a minor, which is horrific. That mother of Sebastian was essayed as a child by her own mother. This is highly important. So we have the first time, and I'm taking notes here, essay is introduced, is with the mother as a child. Trigger warning. Number 2. Before Sebastian's even heard of, it's been established that the real father was in his 20s when he started dating the mother of Sebastian. She gave birth to Sebastian at 18 years old. But the father, the real father, admits himself, and there are recordings of this, that this is the first child out of many that the mother kept. So if she's only 18, giving birth to her first child, but she's had several pregnancies that were not carried full term prior to this, and he's in his, there's a large age difference. We then know that obviously there was relationships between an adult and a minor who had already been essayed by the mother. So we basically have an adult male having a actual relationship with a female that's underage by a significant amount. Jump forward. The marriage falls apart. The mother gets remarried, and now Sebastian has a stepdad. The mother is alone with Sebastian, and she allows, I say she's alone, she's the one giving permission, she's the one that has Sebastian at the time, and allows unsupervised visit of a 15-year-old alone with her son Sebastian. Third incident, essay is being mentioned with this situation. Sebastian is essayed by this 15-year-old. Under the mother's watch, as soon as she found out, she took action. But damage is done. Sebastian's been essayed. And he's young. He's about 7-ish, is my understanding, and I could be wrong. Let's continue. Something occurred between Sebastian and Faith and Chris and Katie in the home. And I say that because the stepdad has stated in the past, when Sebastian went missing, that this stepsister and Sebastian could not, would never be under the same roof again. There's an age difference. Sebastian's 15. That child, the stepsister, is allegedly around 7 at the time. This happens just a few months before Sebastian goes missing. We've heard rumors that there is some sort of information out there, now I haven't tracked it down, that they were looking for new homing for Sebastian. The mother and the stepfather, they wanted done. The stepfather moved out of the house. All right. The stepfather, and this is known, the real father told us about it, and we've heard other things said by the stepdad, that the stepdad told the real dad's mother, Sebastian's father's mother, paternal grandmother, called to her and told her her grandson was a pedophile. Then, when that all came out, and this was all between everything, it even got worse, because then it came out following that, more information that suggested by the stepdad to the real father, according to the real father at that time, that he was, in a way, in his perception, threatened or told firmly that if he didn't keep his mouth shut, that the stepdad would tell the world the real truth and nobody would want to find Sebastian. So, if something occurred, whatever it be, that is considered SA between the young stepsister and Sebastian, if that did occur, was Sebastian told, because we know there's an ultimatum on the table, we've heard about it, it's real, that Chris, the stepdad, told the mother, if you have to choose, if it comes down to choosing between your son and me, I hope you'll choose your son. Okay? So Chris is out of the home. They're trying to find a home for Sebastian. All hell's breaking loose. We've got CPS being called. We never find out why. Is that because something occurred with the sister, the stepsister, and Sebastian, that CPS was called? All right. Now, if this occurred, if, I'm just saying, Sebastian could have been convinced, and he may have been told that he was going to go into jail forever and never see the light of day. Now, that could have come from one direction, which would be a very protective father that's ready to report and be done. But then, where does that leave the mother if she's not cold-blooded and all this, she may have to get that kid out of that situation. Now, if Sebastian's father was having an actual relationship with her at a very young age, and to this day it's well known that in her mind she was a victim of that, right? Because she was still a child. She isn't going to want him going off and living with him because she's seeing him as a actual aggressor. And so that takes away the possibility of Sebastian. Why wouldn't you just hand him over to the father? Well, if SA is on the table and you feel like you've been SA'd as a youth by that individual, no, right? So then you tell your son in this scenario, if this is even a thing and you want to protect him, you want to go to prison? No. Eat your sandwich. No. I don't want you to either, so we have to do what we have to do, right? And that means you have to go away and you can't be Sebastian Rogers anymore, because if they find you, you're gone. So we've got you a new identity and you're going to go away and you're going to be that new person. And I do this because I love you and I'll love you forever. So could that have been told to him, and therefore he leaves everything behind? He's walked off across a yard in a handoff. And that would be why he could be any type of facility under a falsified information, if you will, right? Whatever you got to do. And he wouldn't alert that he's not Sebastian. Hey, Cat Matt. I told you it's uncomfortable. But I can't get it out of my head. And on this channel, I share what I feel in my gut. Now, here's something you need to know. Fisher over there on the mother's side, if you will, who cares what side, but the guy working with them, they won't even tell who's paying the buck. I'm sure it's Mommy Warbucks over there on the stepdad side, but whatever. Not here nor there. I listened to every word he said. And one thing that he has stated is that they have a person walking at night just after midnight. And I'm like, okay, how do they know that's not somebody just on a walk? And then it dawned on me, we've all had the question, who saw Sebastian after midnight? Because it would have been the 25th when the mother put him to bed to, say the last time Sebastian was seen was the 25th, because it was 9:00 p.m. on the 25th. Last time but what if? Steve Fisher's right. And what if they have Sebastian walking out that front door and disappearing, and they don't know what car he got into? And when you listen to Monsters Under the Bed, you see this transfer. Something's coming up with this to make me think the way she said that, it was so fake. But why say it as if you, she said, I don't know why he walked out that front door. And she did the whole turn to the front door. That being the only door that he could leave because he didn't have a key. I'm not understanding that. You would need a key to get in. But do you need a key to leave the back door out of your house too? You see what I'm saying? Something's wrong there. But that whole emphasis on was the only time she used her whole body basically to talk with when she was discussing Sebastian. And it rang to me as an untruth. She did know why he walked out that door. But it also rang as a truth to me that he had walked out that front door. But she knew why. Oh, great. Yeah, we have a fake profile of Mama D. We have scammers. I am no longer commenting, which is so rare if I ever did, and it would be right under the person's comment, and it would be all light and love. I never say anything to anybody. I'm never in chat. I don't make comments on people's things. I stay on my channel. So if you see somebody else out there, I'm not leaving my channel ever now. That way, you know. Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't comment on Streamline today. I'm sure it's the little trolls out there that are, you know, Chris Tinegreed kind of people. Ocean Deep 24, he was scared of her. Crystal's opinion says they are saying because all doors were locked, allegedly. That's the only one he could have locked without a key. But see, she could have said, go on out the back door. I'll lock it behind you, hun. Because in this theory, it's saying Sebastian willingly walked away from that home, but under duress. Under extreme duress, a feeling like his life is over because of his action, which is, if that happened, would be extremely regrettable that that occurred. But how much counseling had the child had leading up to this, whatever it was, that all of a sudden the stepsister could no longer be in the home. The stepdad moves into his little camper over there 3.5 hours away and doesn't come home anymore. And there sits Mama alone with Sebastian and CPS breathing down the door. And I'm not saying you guys couldn't be right. So I'm not saying that there couldn't be foul play after that, like a car waiting, an abduction, kidnapping, and whatever. I'm not going that far. I'm saying just that incident, if Sebastian left the house, did he go willingly? I believe he did. And I've always wondered, why would he willingly leave the house if he did? And to me, with the mother was essayed, then she gets into a relationship while she's still a minor with an adult male, ends up having multiple, not carrying babies, full term, then finally does have a baby, and there's difficulties, there's medical issues and so forth. So this is instilling a sense of fear around that. Then you get this precious little stepdaughter who's sweet as pie, and she's a baby, and this one's 7 or 8 years old. You're probably exhausted when you only have the baby once in a while as a visit, right? All right, so now you're not paying attention. Maybe you're hitting the booze because you can't handle stuff. Your mind's all screwed up because people have messed with you your whole life, and it happens under your watch. No. This is all like, OMG. Was it squelched and not treated as a major deal? Did Sebastian get the counseling? Whatever it was, the father himself talked about inappropriate exposure of Sebastian that was done to him, and then Sebastian was exposing himself at school in the bathrooms, allegedly in front of the boys, trying to make them laugh. So if he's already doing that at school in a public setting, The mother has a history of not paying attention. Then all of a sudden Faith can't be there, and Sebastian's the only one allowed in the house now. We've got CP reports. What occurred right before Christmas that established that they could no longer ever, and he stated, Sebastian's stepdad said, ever under the same roof. Hey, Ned Muse. They just remind me of the Wells and the West energy, says Evelyn Guyman. Hey, Viv, good to see you. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Nikki. Oh, I'm freezing. I don't know why. It's plenty warm in here. In fact, it's 68 degrees and I'm still freezing. So, what are your thoughts? I mean, does this help? Because then it would make sense where he could be in some of these locations, but he's not owning up to his own name because he thinks he'll be put in a cell for the rest of his life and that there'll be no rehabilitation and that he'll lose everything. So he's starting a new life under a new name. You know, maybe his name is Roy now. He's like, yep, I'm Roy. Yep, I can't talk about that ever, ever, ever. I don't know. But it could make somebody still alive and yet they don't know. They could think that the manhunt, where everybody's looking for him and his face is all over, they could perceive that there's a manhunt for them. That's horrific. Like the whole thing of saving Sebastian, he may be thinking, yeah, but you guys don't know what I did, and if I get found, what they're going to do to me. This is what I'm worried about. This is what went through my head, and I came on here in case Sebastian does watch this stuff. I would like you to know from Auntie Danny, that's who I am. You will not have to spend any time in prison. You will not see the inside of a jail. You will be loved. You will be catered to. I promise you. You will be allowed to have pizza. You will get your switch back. You will have your life back. And you will not ever, if you come forward with a real story, you will not ever have to deal with people that would put lies in your mind like that again. Ever. If that's the case. If you're listening, and that's real, I'm talking directly to you. I'm coming to a location where I see it on the list where you could be. You see my face. You see what I look like. I promise you, I'm a safe person. I will protect you as if you're my own child. If you see me, you get to me if I'm in that town. We will take care of you. Baby, you won't be in any trouble. I promise you. You are always a good kid. What you've been through isn't normal. So if that's going on and there's a chance, a miracle out there that you see me in that town that's on the list by Dog the Bounty Hunter that you could be in, I promise you, if I see you, I will get you help. If you see me, make sure and get contact with me in some way that I see you. I don't care if you have to knock over an entire thing of oranges in the supermarket. Just let me lay eyes on you. I won't tell nobody I seen you till I get you in a safe place. That's all I got to say. I hope he is alive. I really, really pray that every day. Sebastian's entered my head so many times, and then to see that location so close, where I can go there. I haven't seen a thing so far. I've made 3 times and nothing. But I don't know who I can trust either, so I just want to lay eyes on him, and then I'm calling the feds. That's it. I don't trust anybody but the feds at this point with him. So, and I won't leave the location until they're on site, and I kid you not. But I haven't seen nothing. Nothing. So, Poppy Lester doesn't believe there's much hope for the... You don't think he's still alive. I know, a lot of people don't. I don't have a lot of hope, but I pray. So then I think about it. So let's say that's why, Sebastian, let's just say that that's all in the mix. This whole essay baggage and guilt is packed onto him. And so he's like, yep, I've got to go. Then that could be him across that yard, leaving willingly. And could it be directly into a trap? It's a lot. It's a lot. I said it wasn't going to be comfortable. Hi, Ocean Deep 24. Hugs to you too, hon. He may have thought he was going off somewhere safe. But maybe he wasn't. I don't know. It's a lot to think on. Angela Hall says, I feel someone lost her shite. Big hug to you too, Nikki UK. Michelle Rain Devoel says, what do you think Katie did when she left the house at 6:30? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue what she was doing. She certainly wasn't actively looking for her son because she went to the school, but she did not go inside. And that's where your child would be. So why even go to the school if you're not going to go inside the office and look around for your kid? Lorna says, I'm not familiar with the details of this case. However, your empathy towards Sebastian tells me I need to know. This is a 16-year-old now, only 15 at the time, with autism. He's autistic. And Hendersonville, Tennessee, in the United States. He loved Minecraft. I love Minecraft. My son's autistic. I don't pretend to know Sebastian, but I can still care for him. I can still have empathy for someone by watching my own son and try, like a couple times, I allowed myself to think about how my son would handle different situations like that, and he would not. He would not handle them. And everybody's different. But from the parents' expression of Sebastian, he did have, at times, forceful behavior. Office not open at 6:30 a.m. my crime time. That's weird. Ours opens. But when you get out of the car and look around a little bit, in case he's around the corner. My crime time says autism and ADHD and ODD is his diagnosis from the doctor, not what Seth said. Katie Bug, hello, my beautiful, long time no see. I feel he is probably still alive. I'm praying so. Me too. You know I'm always hoping for that. Office was called my crime time. Well, there you go. Those are some good answers. When did the office get called? What time? Was it before or after the police arrived? Hey, Julianne. Hello, hello. I agree with you, Angela Hall. She says, I really do feel the system really fell felt Sebastian and Summer and many others felt, F-A-I-L. She put felt, but failed. Hi, Fire Trap. How are you? Hey, Eleanor from Mount Dora, Florida. Wow, did you get some snow, Eleanor? Hey, Julianne. How are you? I agree, my crime time. We have not been told the truth by anyone. I agree with that. I appreciate your honesty. Lorna said children like Sebastian need our support. I hope he is found safe and well. I do too. Victoria Burgess says, I feel he could still be alive, right? Hey, Sam, Sarah, good to see you. Yeah, part of me feels that too, says Laura. I have hope. I have real hope. Like with Harmony Montgomery, I knew. With Gabby Petito, I knew. There was no doubt in my mind. There was no way I was going to believe anything like that there was hope. Because I knew, like my gut knew. With Sebastian, I keep thinking I'm going to lay eyes on him. Like he's just going to come walking down that supermarket aisle, or maybe while I'm pumping my gas over there, I'll see him in a vehicle. I've seen nothing. Not even nothing. It feels weird, like I'm in a town that he's not in. But I'm still going to go over, and that's where I'm going to do my shopping and stuff for a little while longer, just in case I see the boy, because that's the town listed on one of the things by Dog the Bounty Hunter. Katie Buck doing great. I left you some kind comments in yesterday's live telling you that I think you're awesome. Oh, Katie Bug. Thank you, love. Let's hope, Mama D. Yes, Nikki, we have hope right now. Lorna, trust your gut, Mama. We have nothing without hope. And that's why I can't let go of that one candle lit for Sebastian. That's just the eternal light until something tells me otherwise. I'm just holding out hope, even though it's very possible that it's not so. I'm still going to keep the candle lit for Sebastian. And it's an internal candle in my mind, in my heart, right? Neurology says she... I'll let you read that. I can't show that, but yeah. Took his breath away. There you go. That's a great question, Annette. Does Doug feel he is alive? I would love to know that. I would say hopefully yes. And I do think that has been said before, that Doug and them are thinking that Sebastian is alive. I know his dad does. But parents always hold on to hope, right? Wolfie79 is probably in a place very remote, kept under close eye. I have hope he'll find freedom soon. Wolfie says, used to love watching Doug the Bounty Hunter. I thought he passed away. Ooh, Teresa. No, he's still alive and well as far as I know. Christy McCann, hi Mama D. How about Sebastian didn't do anything to the little girl, but was a witness to his mom essaying the little girl just like the mom did her. So had to say it was Sebastian to the stepdad. OMG. Well, keep in mind, this is a 7-year-old little girl that's got a mouth of her own. Two, Katie Bug, I was tearing up. I could feel your joy from your validation. That was incredible. That was... So I had got validation twice before in the last week. So I had finally said, I want the third validation. And I want it to be firm, whatever it is. And it came. And it just was wonderful. Annette S., that's awesome news coming from someone like Doc. Oh, Joyful Dolphin is saying that Doc's wife has passed away. And I'm not sure. I don't know. Michelle Renee Duvall says, what is your opinion about the 3-way call? That's a long opinion. I don't have time today to put it all out there. I think the better question is, do I feel this is premeditated or an accident, or Sebastian just left on his own? I think this was premeditated, planned. I think that things were manipulated and sold to this child as if he had no choice. And then I think there was trickery, and I think he ran right into the devil's den. Tracy Bowman says, hi, Mama D. Good to see you, hon. Haven't seen you in a while. You say, I've just joined the live, not sure what it's about, but have you seen here in UK that the monster that killed the 3 girls in UK was sentenced today for 52 years? He deserves more than that. He even said he was happy about it, about not the sentencing, about what happened to the children, to the little girls. He was happy. It's sick. Just makes you want to get violently mad with him and just, make him a pile of poop. But he already is a pile of poop. Yes, Passion Flower, a big plan, including manipulating the victim into believing that they are the aggressor. Hey, Lorraine Brady, that boy, he wouldn't be able to just walk off and leave as a child like him, stay close to the mother. No, I'm saying, like, there's that vehicle waiting, and then there's the lights coming from what now undeniably appears to be Sebastian's home. There's 2 lights. This light comes over to the stationary light, the car light comes on, all that. This person returns to the home. So, is this a plan manipulating Sebastian's mind into thinking that he's going to a new place, a new world, get a new name, a new life to protect him, and so he gets to play ninja at night and go live a whole new world, a whole new life. And so he willingly leaves with maybe the mother or someone, I'd say the mother, and then is handed off, and he's like, okay, bye, Mom, I love you. And he's going to go live his new life, but it's actually a trap. So what's happening is there's a handoff on a false pretense for the victim, thinking he's going to a good place, but it not be a good place at all. So then Sebastian's placed in the car, and at that point, the abduction would begin. That's what I'm saying. The abduction would begin. Are you kidding? 52 years is a big deal. Our sentences are way too lenient, in my opinion. Lorna, 52 years for the death of 3 children? He should never, ever be allowed out. Like, it's a infinity life, like forever. You don't ever have another chance to see that side of society again, ever, period. In my humble opinion. Y'all do need a big update. Lorraine Bradley says, yes, I believe the mother handed him off. All right, my lovelies. If you are into the Jay Slater case, this is going to be one of the most interesting reads that I personally can see happening in the Jay Slater case. We're going to be shuffling the cards with Ahab and just see what comes out for Ahab. Now, what's come out in the past, this will be part 3. So the first one, I just did a random reading on Jay to understand what happened. The second one, I was asking why? What's the motive here? What's the gain? And my mascara is kind of smeared. And that came out basically revenge, deceit, and business. And so now I want to know about Ahab. Now, whether Jay was with Ahab and Maska or Energy or someone else, one thing we have, even if it's not the right video, is we have Ahab and Jay's voice on the same recording. We have a photograph of Jay and Ab. So they were together. So that's not the question. The question is, what will the cards show me? And now, I've got my second wind. I had a lesson or two to be learned, but I get it now. And I'm ready to roll. So if you're ready to take that magic carpet ride over with me, we will depart together, and I will meet you on the other side on our second channel, 1111 Crime Story. So wait, before you go, if you want to do the members radio, we're going to be listening to a podcast, a couple of them, but the first one we're going to listen to on our True Crime Radio for members is Husband Red Rummed Entire Family to Keep His Horrifying Secret. So we're going to be listening to that. It must be really, really good. It got 789,000 views. So we'll just be listening to that. Followed by 3 days before Christmas. And that gets crazy. So that'll be interesting. So I will see you either here or there or very, very soon. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you, my beautifuls, for everything you do that supports me, my channel, our family, and the victims. I love you. Bye for now.